Hi everyone, I hope you can see okay. The sun's out today, which I love, but it's caused lots and lots of shadows. I think I've got it. I've had to sort of pin something up near the window because I had a big stripe going across and you couldn't really see what was going on. I think it's okay. So this is just a bit of a quick tutorial actually today. Wanted to show you how I made, let me just get it, my January. So I might have to think about that. Of course it's January. My January insert. So I'm going to use the same paper, but I'm going to flip it so that February has this pattern on the outside. Oh, I thought my stripe was back then. No, it's okay. So I'm just going to quickly go through that and how I plan to set up my insert this month, because I'm going to do it a little bit differently, I think. I haven't decided on the stickers that I'm going to use yet. I'm quite indecisive. That'll come later, but I'm going to show you this first. So I'm using a paper from the Planner Society kit. This was the November, I think this was the November kit. Yeah, November kit, because we've just had a Christmassy one and there's one due out now. So this was from the November kit, and it's got a lovely sort of lacy style print on like a natural wood, which I love. And I love those antlers as well. I'm going to use that. You can see from the sizes, because Planner Society is an American kit, so their page sizes are slightly different. I think they're 8.5 by 11 maybe, whereas our A4 is slightly different. It's not going to cause a problem for this though, because I'm going to do this in A6, and I don't think it causes, no, it's exactly the same height, so it wouldn't cause a problem if you were doing a standard insert. So what I've done is printed 9 sheets of this. Oh, there is a bit of a glare there, sorry. 9 sheets of this paper, and it's the, if I hold it up, can you see the dots there, just the dotty grid? So this was from the A6 notebook. I think it was a notebook insert, which I can pop the link down below. And Annie does them in lots of different sizes. It's just that this one happens to be A6. So I've got 9 sheets of that, no cover. I don't print the cover because I want to put a different one on so that it matches my planner setup. So we're going to start off by just folding these in half. Now once you've done that, just pop them in inside each other just to make your book. I like using the dots because I just find they're quite useful for the drawing out the boxes and however you decide to do it, because the beauty of doing it like this is you can treat it a bit like a bullet journal. So if you decide one week you want your boxes to be bigger, or you want to, you want to do something completely different, you've got that flexibility. Okay. So they're all inside. I'm just making sure they're all completely level, and I like to give them a bit of a squeeze. And then fold, and then do a bit of a squeeze along the side as well. If you've got a ruler, or you can get something called a bone folder. So it's got like a pointy end and a round end. I've got one downstairs. I should have brought it upstairs with me. But it's a ruler does exactly the same thing. So you can just really press I do have a ruler. I will get that. And just, that was like a bit of a mark. Good job that's going in the middle. So you just press like that, and just to make sure it's absolutely flat. But I will squeeze it in again just before I secure it. So the next step is to just have a quick measure, I think. Let me just check. Yeah. So I'm not bothered about wasting. There isn't going to be much wastage from this, so I'm just going to fold this in half as it is. And you can do that, so if you're doing a standard size, your height is already correct, you just need to take a bit off the edge, but for the A6 you need to take off a bit more. So you can do this two different ways. You can either cut, because you've got your cut marks here already, you can cut all of these together and then pop them in there, and then you can trim your outer cover to match, or you can just go ahead and cut it all like that. Probably going to cut this bit first so that you can see how I'm doing it, otherwise you're not going to be able to see all of the marks. And then I will either staple or I can sew it together. It all depends on what I'm doing really on the day that I make these as to what I end up doing. But you need a long arm stapler if you are going to staple, or the binding is quite nice as well, so I might show you how to do that. So I'm just going to cut this and then I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. I went downstairs because I've got a really big guillotine that was too heavy to carry upstairs. It's huge. So if you don't have a guillotine at home, you can use a metal ruler. I know this isn't a metal ruler, I'm just picking it up just to show you. And you can go along those marks, the cut lines that you had on your paper, and then push down hard and use a really sharp craft knife and just cut, and just carry on cutting until you get through to the bottom. Use a mat underneath though, because see that will mess up your table, so you can do that all the way around. But if you have a guillotine or you want to use a paper trimmer, that's absolutely fine. So I have the pages all ready, all cut nicely, and what I'm going to do next is pop them into my paper. So I'm going to line them up as much as I can there. Oh, I've just noticed I've got a nail there that needs fixing. Okay. I'm going to grab, you need a few clips just to secure . That's it. Get that in the right place. If you want to, you can cut this before, so it's not in the way. Okay, so we've got that squeezed. I'm just going to put, so I've got a few more on the corners there just to make sure it doesn't move. Lovely, and then you'll need a mat. So I'm just going to sort these out so that they actually sit how I want them to sit. They're not behaving. Then you're going to need, I think this is pronounced owl, owl, AWL. It is a bookbinding tool, or if you've got something else that's quite sharp, paper piercer, that will be absolutely fine. I've got a little tiny craft hammer as well. That just depends on your thickness of your paper really. If you haven't got very many sheets, you might not need a hammer. Your paper piercer might be absolutely fine. I bought the bone folder. I've actually broken the end off of mine, so it's not very pointy, but that's what I was talking about before. I don't actually need that anymore, but that's what it looks like. And you're also going to need a needle and some thread. You can get bookbinding thread if you really want to use that. This isn't. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze then. I have got some bookbinding thread, but this is just ordinary embroidery floss, just one strand. Let's pop that there. So now we need to work out our holes. So we want to find the middle. So I want 5. So I'm going to go, you can be accurate if you really want to be accurate and do these so that they're, you can use a ruler and measure so that they're the exact, just same distance apart. Anyone who knows me quite well knows that I don't really do measuring when it comes to things like this. I've demoed things like this in the past and I always get laughed at. So go through. I think that's the beauty of it being homemade though, isn't it? You know, if it's not completely accurate. I know everyone's different though, and that might make some people panic slightly, which is absolutely fine if you want to measure it out. Okay, so that's enough noise. And they have gone all the way through. Good stuff. So now we're going to go through the middle, leave a tail, and then you're going to go back up through the next hole. You probably can't see those on the camera, but you'll be able to see them from this side. Back down again. Then we're going back towards the middle. Now we're through the middle hole. Back over, and now we're going the other way. It's just like an up and over. Back down again. And we're back to the middle, which we don't have to actually go back through because we can now tie a knot. So just make sure it's nice and tight. Ugh. Go back over. That's it. I'm just going to go again. And one more for luck. Seriously doubt this is going to fall apart now. Okay, I messed that first knot up a little bit there. So I would like it tighter, but that'd be fine. Okay. So now we'll take our clips off. I am going to use this after all. It's a good job I did bring it up. Just going to give that a final push. And then now you can use your craft knife and your ruler to trim all the way round. Or you can just do what I'm about to do. And there we have it. Excuse the mess there. But we have our book ready, whichever way. Which way? Yeah, is that way. So now this is ready for, if you want to put a sticker on the front to say what month it is. I have got one coming. Nice glitzy one. And now we're ready to draw up our inserts. I'm going to turn it this way. The very first page is going to be my like February at a glance. So I can scribble in like month appointments and just general bits and bobs that are going on. So I'm just moving my chair. I'm going to sit down for this bit. Okay, so I've already worked out how many squares I need. So if you're following the cut lines, and this is an A6, sorry, I have to work it out for the other sizes, but I've already worked it out for this one. To do your calendar month for February, we can draw along all of the dots at the bottom. So there's 21 of these little individual boxes. So again, I'm not using a ruler because I like the fact that this is all freehand. So I'm just going to draw along all of them, and that's going to be separated into 7 days. They're going to be my lines going up, and then I'm going to do, so I'm going to have a 3 by 2 for one box. I've just realised that I originally planned to put something at the bottom here, but that's fine. It'll have to go at the top now. There we go. Now the next page is going to be my cleaning schedule. So that's not really that much fun, is it? But I'm going to do probably that way round again, actually. 7 boxes with my list of what I'm going to do each day. I'm not going to do that right now because I haven't worked out my placement for my 7 boxes. So instead I'm going to leave that page blank. I'll put pictures up on Instagram when it's done, so you can see if you want to. And then we go straight into our new week. So I'm going to show you this, if I can find my pen lid. In here. This is how I do it. The reason why I'm not going to actually draw it is because you would literally see a box, because I haven't decided on the stickers I'm going to use for that week yet. So the start of my week, I just do a big box. Using the outer, roughly using the outer dots. Normally have something pretty. I have my husband's shifts. This varies depending on the sticker kit that I use as to what goes where. This one was a mini kit. I think this is like a mini Happy Planner size kit. So it just goes to show you can use whatever you want, whatever sizes. So these boxes are smaller than what I usually use, which was absolutely fine, but it means that I've crammed more in on this side than I usually do. So the placement this particular week is slightly different. So I've got my husband's shifts, I've got things that I'm going to do this week, which I obviously didn't really do much that week, but then this was the week we all, yeah, it was the first week, wasn't it? So it was the week we all were sort of going back to work, and my kids went back at school, but I was away, so there wasn't actually that much to really do, so it looks like I haven't really there was more going on inside the actual days, but I didn't really write much there. I've got I don't know what went on there. Maybe I just forgot to fill that bit in, I don't know, but I normally have a couple of week trackers that I fill in as I go along. Childcare, so what I'm working, I kind of put where I am during the week and then what kind of childcare I might need next to it. And then I just used another decorative that week. But you can see if I show you, this one's a bit different. So these are Erin Condren size. So I've got my still Steve's shifts and the decorative, but I've put the trackers at the bottom here, and I've got my what's going on that particular week up there, and my work and sort of childcare. But that, as I pretty much have the same things going on that page, but they're not necessarily in that order. Sometimes they switch about, and that might change. I have been thinking about this today, actually, what I actually want on this page. I've been thinking about things that I may like repeat quite a bit, that I probably don't need to, like throughout the week, and could I have them on here instead? But that's all, it's all going on in my head at the moment, thinking about it. So then after that, I continue with the big boxes, but I have sort of week stickers for the kit that I've used. And then I write January, but this particular week I didn't have, I don't know what kit I used. Oh, I tried something different that week. I tried, what's happened there? I used a personal kit that didn't have any headers. So I just wrote the whole thing rather than what I would usually do. So there's a bit more white space going on. I quite like it though. Quite like how I got more out of that kit, rather than sometimes I use quite a few stickers I probably necessarily don't need to. Then I have days where I just love using loads of stickers, so it all depends on the day. But I would like to mix it up a bit though, so instead of doing this big box, not for that day, I'm still going to do my big box for the week overview, but for the day I'll show you one throughout the week because they're quite blank to start off with. I'm thinking of maybe having 2 boxes rather than one big box. I'm not sure yet though. I'll carry on, I'll maybe try it for a week, and if I don't like it I'll go back to doing it like this. That's what I love about drawing my own, that I can just do that and change it about. Very much like bullet journaling, isn't it, really? That form of planning. You can just do whatever you fancy that week. So I will have a couple of pages left over because I used 9 A4 sheets to make the book. This one doesn't have the month overview in the front. So I have got a couple, and it's a longer month as well. I'm going to end it here. Originally I was going to go on to the 31st, and then I decided I didn't like that idea because it's going to cut my week in half. So whatever sticker kit I start using here, it's going to have it half in this book and half in the next book. So I decided to stop it at the end of that week. So I know we haven't got very many days left in this book now. We've got the rest of this week. I might just use these for just general notes because there's only a couple of pages there. In the next one I've made, I've still got 9 pages, but because it's a shorter month anyway, I'm still going to end up with a page or 2 left over, I think, at the end. So I'm going to start using these as note pages. You can never have too many note pages, can you, really? So that will replace, this one will come out. I'll take them off, and then it will just slide, the February one will just slide in place there. So I don't have to take this cover out of its, this paper out of its cover, not this cover. This is a Foxy Fix dashboard. So I'll just keep that in there because I quite like all of this colour scheme at the moment. I might see this through to March, although I have just used the last piece of paper making the February insert, so we shall see. But there we go. I hope you've enjoyed it and I hope you found that useful. And I will post updates of my insert on Instagram, and I might even do another little walkthrough just so you can see how I did that cleaning schedule, and if I decided to do something completely different to my day boxes that I draw. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.